I'd miss the silence.
Always.
Um, so we're back.
I can't not do it. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I like this show.
So
I like these shows a
co-directors,
lot.
we're doing Red Road, yeah.
Oh shit! we were supposed to be,
Well,
but
we're
one of
meant to
us
be doing both
didn't
of them.
watch the required film.
Yeah, namely the one who set up the podcast. I mean, to be
Hello.
fair, I watched that first, and then I was like, I'll watch the TV shows just in case, just in case we get a chance to do two in a night again. And then you sent me a message
Well, that was
just
always
like,
the intention. If I didn't have to go and get my car, because I had to pick up my car for MOT and service, if I didn't have to do that, we probably would be doing two in one night. So I apologise.
it's almost lucky you weren't, because you're having some weird issues with the mouse.
Yeah, the mouse just died and now he's come back to life. It is risen, like Jesus, on this post-Easter holiday.
It's really lucky that this is going out in May.
Yeah. Oh, well, hang on. What's the date this is going out, actually? What date is this being released, please?
The 15th of May.
Oh, we nearly
We'll have seen the
how
second
Game
to
of
last
Thrones
episode of
is.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, those heady days. Yeah, so at current standing, we've just had the second episode, and it was a fucking banger. We're not here to talk about second episodes. We're here to talk about pilots. Damn it!
Can you imagine if we just did that? All we ever watched of any TV series was just the first episode of a new season, and then just guessed the story in between.
God, that would be very difficult with Game of Thrones because, between series 3 opens up. Oh yeah, Rob's doing his thing. Series 4, where's Rob?
After series 1, where's Ned? It's every year just being like, where the fuck are all these characters going? That would be fun. We should do that once.
Series 6 pilot. Why is John dead?
Series, wasn't he dead?
What's John doing alive?
Series 8. Why is he banging her? I'm sure they're related. Get to the end of the episode. I was right. I got something correct. Well done, me.
Oh, anyway, yes. Psychoville, the League of Gentlemen. What do they have in common?
Inside Number 9.
Yes, which was one of our favourite shows.
Still is, genuinely.
Yeah, I watched.
Fucking dogs. The fucking dogs.
I did rewatch the trial of. Have you seen all of them?
I think so, but I think I might not have. There is a good chance I haven't seen all of them.
I've got a feeling there's a series that I missed out on, but I can't remember. But yeah, I rewatched the trial of Elizabeth Gadge the other day, which is the witch trial one. Have you seen that?
Maybe. I don't think so.
It's really good.
Who's in it?
Because
Because sometimes...
Well, Reece Shearsmith, Steve Pemberton.
Yeah, who's the guest cast? Because sometimes I just decided
David
based on who
Warren.
else is in it.
Hang on. Trial of Elizabeth. Oh, the guy who plays what's the name of the guy who dies in Peep Show? Shit, what's his name?
Oh no, I haven't seen that much of Peep Show either. This must be how you feel when you haven't seen This Is England. With all these TV shows, I'm just like, yeah, I haven't seen it.
David Warner, who you'd recognise if you saw him. I don't know anything he's in, but I think Jim Howick.
David Warner, the Australian cricket player.
Probably not.
I'm not sure I would recognise him. Oh, that guy.
Gerard, he plays Gerard. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list of things that he's done. I feel like I haven't seen...
He's in The Omen, for Christ's sake.
Oh, is he the vicar in The Omen?
I think so, yeah.
Or the priest?
Is he the vicar?
Or whatever they have.
He plays Keith Jennings. I can't remember.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I saw The Omen.
I mean, I do really like The Omen, but clearly I can't think of what it is. Oh, Mary Poppins Returns. He's in that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
it's really good.
He was in a Doctor Who thing. Yeah, no, the Doctor. Oh, Penny.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
Van Helsing in Penny Dreadful.
Oh my god, we didn't get to the bit where Van Helsing showed up, did we?
We
Well, I
watched the
didn't,
first
anyway.
episode.
I know, I've watched most of the first series. I then gave up, but
He
Wow.
was in Inside Number 9. We've seen that. Ripper Street.
Anyway, we've gone on a bit of a tangent.
Well, no, what it actually is we're now a sketch show podcast where
A freeform sketch show, improv podcast. I need a location. Did somebody say Starbucks?
oh man, I could go for a coffee right now.
Yeah, I'd really like one. I was just thinking. Which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Psychoville or do you want to start with League of Gentlemen?
League of Gentlemen, because I have
League of Gentlemen.
actually seen this before. This first episode.
That's the theme tune.
Cool. We're going
Right.
to use that as the intro for the podcast from now on.
Thank you. League of Gentlemen. Royston Vasey is the village in the north of the country. Do you know to what Royston Vasey refers?
Does it translate to local village?
It does not. It is the real name of Roy Chubby Brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd rather it
Royston
translate
Vasey
to
is-
local village.
I mean, that would make a bit more sense. It started. League of Gentlemen started off as a radio show. Well, no, it started off as a live show that four of them got together and started doing while they were at uni. That got quite successful. So then they did a radio show, which was weird because actually in the radio show the town is called Spent. It's not called Royston Vasey, so I don't know why they changed it, but yeah. And then it got turned into a TV show. So Royston Vasey is this really weird village that's just full of weird people, and it's not quite a sketch show, is it? But it's like
Almost. They're almost sketches, but they're all connected sketches.
Yeah, because they're all in this town, this one town of Royston Vasey. So yeah, we see Benjamin arriving at his aunt and uncle's house, and it's where we find out that his aunt and uncle his uncle particularly is obsessed with toads.
Yeah. Like, I don't have anything against toads, but it's just kind of a weird thing to get obsessed with. And then I just love like every time it cuts back to that sort of sketchy bit, that it's just his aunt just going through some other thing. He's like, I've got to meet my friend who's dead, but I've got to meet my friend. It's just like, here are all the keys. And then, yeah, it's just, I like the weirdness though. And also like a lot of the,
it's really weird.
like right at the start, you see he gets off the train and the train station is just called The Last Stop. And then there's like, I can't remember, there was something else. I can't remember what it was. There's something else that was just named literally what it is. Like very, on the note, I can't, there was the Skull Monty poster, which I liked. But I think I would expect that if they had made this after Inside Number 9, there would have been a lot of references to that.
Yeah, probably.
So I want them to go and remake this with
But it's
more references to Inside Number 9.
It's all as it goes on, it becomes more and more apparent that it's all very, very horror inflected. Like the storyline between Tubbs and Edward, what that turns out to be is actually genuinely quite horrific. And when you find out, like, because they have a
Are they cannibals?
not quite. There is something monstrous
There is.
about them.
Oh wait, it's not this that I've seen where they have a son that eats people. Is it?
That's it. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, they have you don't ever really see. You get sort of glimpses of.
Don't you hear him?
Yeah, you hear.
I
him
might
quite
have
a
seen
lot.
more of this than I thought. You know.
Another particular favourite of mine is the three blokes who are mates. They were all sat around in the restaurant, and they tell the story about the Mau Mau. I really like that. His storyline actually goes. It's Jeff, isn't it? Yeah, Jeff's storyline goes like genuinely pretty dark, but it is a really good one.
I like that. He seems to be like just getting a bit annoyed that they can't finish the joke, and he just goes, "You know, I've got a gun," and everyone's just like, "Yeah, okay, well, near the end of the joke." And he just instantly he's like, "Oh, so you've heard it before?" And just sits down. And it's like, he still has a gun.
Who else do we meet? We meet Pauline and the Restart group.
Yeah, I like that. Because it's just a lot of like... Because it's almost like some of my experiences with the job centre wrapped up into one. It's just like... just that like, oh, but I've got a job interview. Oh, you can't miss your appointment though. It's like, well, I'm missing it for a job interview, surely. Like, if you don't miss...
Surely that's fine.
If you miss your appointment... you're not going to get like your benefits. Like, I don't understand. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to get a job or come here?
That's genuinely happened to you?
Yeah. Eventually I just went, okay, can we just move the appointment then? I'll do it after the job interview. And they were like, oh, I get. They made it sound like it was such a hardship for them. And I turned up and there was just fucking no one there. I was just like, all right.
Did you get the job? On that particular interview?
No, I didn't get that one. But
oh, okay. That would have been good, because that would have been a good thing to rub in her face. Like, fuck you.
Oh, the thing is, when I
bastard.
Because after I came back from uni, I signed on again just as like a fuck. I need something. But I went in and I was like, I've been in contact with like this, and this to like get a job. I had my first appointment. I was like, oh, I already have a job. They're like, oh, you still need to do like 36 hours of job hunting. And I was like, did you not hear that? Literally the first thing I said when I sat down, like, I have a job. They're like, oh, but you still need to do it to make sure that you... I genuinely got paid from my new job before I got benefits coming in. And I was just like, all right, guys, you've... Really... But then they just, like, a few months later, they just randomly paid me like 250 quid. And I was like,
fair.
So I did that, that thing where you call up and you're like, I was just wanting to double check that like everything's all like closed off, there's nothing I need to do. And they're like, no, yeah, everything's closed off, like HMRC said you're getting paid. And I was like, alright, cool, that's my money then.
Cool, no reason I'm making this call other than just
no reason I'm making this call
after like
2 months just being like, no, I just want to check, I didn't get a letter or anything, so it's all done. I'm not going to get any more random payments. And like, no, we've paid everything. Oh, okay, cool. Bye.
I signed on once, and I was like, do you know what?
It's fucking horrible, isn't
it? This doesn't feel nice. So then I was like, no, I don't deserve this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of like weird phone calls, I got a call last week from Glasgow Crown Court.
What?
Someone there gave my number as like a contact number, and I was like, no one I know. And I called them out and I was like, this isn't their number. And they were like, oh, is this just not their phone? And I was like, no. Does it sound like I know
what the fuck you're talking about?
I was just sort of like, from my voice and the London traffic you can clearly hear in the background, does it sound like I'm giving my number out to people in Glasgow? Like, oh, that's a fair point, but... And then... So I was
that's really
so that's
weird.
it. I was just like, yeah, cool, just don't call this number. Like, you're not going to get through to them. Like, don't waste your time. I got a call from them the next day.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And so I just called them back and went, oh, hi, I got a call from you guys again. Like, I called up yesterday just to like make sure. He's like, I can't find your number on the system. He was like, sometimes we put in the calls to be done. So like they attach the number to a call first and send it to someone to get done. And I was like, all right, cool. And he was like, yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. I was like, no, it just sounds like it's something really important that you need to get in contact with them about. And I don't want you to waste your time calling me. And he was like, oh, it's really nice of you. And I was like, also, please stop fucking calling me.
Oh, good. I thought it was about these murders. What? Nothing, bye.
Yeah, so today I called them up just out of curiosity. I was like, so, There's nothing I need to
How's that
do.
case going?
I'm in the clear.
I'm not going to get
here.
any random payments.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get no police on the door.
Yeah. So
asking where the
where's
bodies
the
are.
bribe
Bodies?
money?
I mean. Yeah, sorry, League of Gentlemen. Yeah, I lost myself there. I was a bit thrown by you being phoned by the court.
Oh yeah, no, it fucking spooked me as well. And then it had the name of the person in it, and I was like looking at my driver's license, like, that's not me, is it? Just listening to it over and over again, just like, no, that's definitely a girl's name. But yeah, League of Gentlemen.
Yes, so
pretty good.
Yeah, so they did something really, really interesting towards the end of the series. So, Series 1 goes out, Series 2 go out. I think it's in that one. It's 1, 2, Christmas Special, then 3. Yeah, that's right. So, Series 1 goes out, and it's a bit of a hit. They do another series, and then they start bringing in characters who they get a bit more catchphrasy. So, like with Tubbs and Edward, it's yes, can I help you at all? Or like local shop, local people, blah 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 blah. They get quite a few characters like that. So, in the third series, they completely change everything, and it's quite divisive among like people who like the League of Gentlemen. But any character that's got a bit of a catchphrase, they basically in the first episode of the third series just kill them off.
That's fucking brutal.
And then the whole third series, it then at the end of each episode, there's this event that's occurred, and the first time you see it, you think it's just the end of this one story. In the second episode, it ends at the same point. So you see the event again, just from a different character's perspective, and then over the 6 episodes, you get this whole picture of what actually happens at this one point where all the stories cross paths.
That's really cool.
And it almost is foreshadowing them going on to do more narrative stuff like Psychoville and Inside Number 9. It's the first sort of flash you see of them doing a wider narrative, and it's so good.
Well, Inside Number 9 doesn't really have a wider narrative.
Well, no, but like it's it's showing them playing about with format a bit more. And then the Christmas Special, so before Series 2, Christmas Special is one of my favourite things. I watch it every year at Christmas. It's I don't know if you don't meet the vicar character in Series 1, I don't think. But she gets 3 people coming to her church on Christmas Eve to confess to them, to confess to her. So she has that is a bit more like Inside Number 9. So you got the it's a bit more like a horror sort of anthology show. So you got these 3 separate stories that appear not to have any common threads or anything, and then they're all linked together through this one overarching story about the vicar. It's really worth watching.
That's really cool. Yeah, I'm tempted because there's not that many episodes to watch, really.
It's only 6 episodes a series. There's 3 series. There's 1 Christmas special, and then a year or 2 ago they did.
It was like
a
around
few more
3
specials.
Anniversary ones, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's actually got like really good payoffs for a lot of their characters. Like, do you know Papa Lazarou?
No, he's like the witch doctor guy, isn't he?
Yeah, ish. He's like a carnival guy. He's like genuinely scary, particularly in the Christmas special.
I remember because I think I saw this when I was quite young, like just sort of on telly, and was like, I think because this must have been airing around the same time as Boosh.
Just before Boosh, I think.
I think because I switched
2002
from like I was watching something else and then flipped to this and was like, what the fuck is that? And then switched back.
Yeah, so because I think Mighty Boosh started in 2003-ish, I think.
Maybe why haven't we done the Boosh yet?
Oh my god, 1998. Oh no, the TV series 2003. Yeah. I never really got the Mighty Boosh. Like I know I've tried watching it a couple of times. I'm just like, I don't really get what this is.
That's because you lack a sense of humour.
That's very true. But no, I do want to.
No, I think it's quite surreal. But I really enjoy surreal like even just like surrealism, like as a stand-up thing, I really like. Or just like something that's just so disjointed it doesn't make sense. Like anything that Ross Noble, like any sentence that Ross Noble starts, and where you get lost for about 3 hours in the middle of the sentence, and he comes back to it at the end. I'm like, yeah, just that's what the Boosh. That's sort of how the Boosh feels to me. But it's like there is a story throughout it, but it's not that important.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like with surrealism, there's a very fine line between, you know, too much and too little.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, to be fair,
it's very easy to do too surreal. Like, so surreal it's alienating to the point where it's like not funny at all.
Yeah, I feel like My Boosh and League of Gentlemen are fairly similar in that they're sort of just like a weird setting within the world, and you just sort of see normal people that you recognise as like, well, I guess outsiders or not local, interact with that world a little bit. But then Boosh just does some mad shit as well.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it, and I was like, I don't really know what you're doing, but no, I might. I want to see if I can give it another go.
Well, what I'll do is I'll put it on the podcast list, and then you have to fucking watch it. You can.
That's very true.
That's how we do things.
But yeah, League of Gentlemen is one of my favourite sitcoms. It's slightly I've got a slightly tainted memory of it now, because the last time I watched it all in full, do you remember last year I was really ill?
Yeah.
I had that weird thing, I got that conjunctivitis in my eyes, and then my hay fever kicked off, and I was in bed for like a week.
I forget that you have hay fever because you're a gardener.
It's ridiculous. Honestly, even today, it's really been kicking off. It's really bad. But yeah, I
have an idea how to fix your hay fever problem.
Go on. Work in London?
Yes. I wasn't even going to say it. I was going to just be like, suggest not being a gardener. But come not be a gardener in London.
Alright then.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, so that was the last time I watched all the League of Gentlemen was that I was so bored of just lying on a bed feeling rubbish. I went through so many TV shows in that 1 week. And I watched every episode of League of Gentlemen, including the Christmas special in the middle of June.
Yeah, I must feel weird.
It was a bit odd, but I'll watch that anytime. Yeah, but yeah, it's nice to go back to. I do like.
Was that? That must have been before we introduced you. You were introduced to Gilmore Girls.
No, I don't think so.
Oh really? Because I would have expected you to have just
it.
been. Oh, you finished it by that point.
We finished it last year. I don't think we finished it by that point, but we definitely finished Gilmore Girls at some point last year. Because we were doing updates, weren't we? I was telling you like how far we'd got through it all and everything.
Oh shit! Did we do Gilmore Girls in season 2?
Yeah.
Oh shit! October was a good month.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we finished it in just over a year. No, it was just under a year. It was about 6 months. That was it. Yeah, it was 6 months that we. So it was coming up.
6 months. Took me 2 fucking weeks, mate.
Kind of difficult when you got to rely on the other person to be there and not working and have 45 minutes free.
I mean, to be fair, really, the key to binge watching properly is to be
lonely as fuck.
Be lonely as fuck and not have a job at that point in time.
Yeah. I have thought that recently. Do you know what? I could really get a lot of TV watched if I didn't have to bloody work.
Do you know, I keep thinking the same thing. I'm like, but I need money.
Yeah, I quite like having a bit of money. So
yeah, I also quite like working, but just sometimes, just a break.
Should we move on to Psychoville then?
I genuinely forgot there was another half of this podcast to go.
Oh no, it's been so much fun. We get ready to have that fun doubled. Right, Psychoville. So Psychoville continues. Steve Pemberton and Reece Shearsmith, they go off and do their own thing now and create Psychoville, which is kind of similar to the League of Gentlemen in that there's, a cast of crazy characters. But they are all linked to, again, like Series 3 of League of Gentlemen, they're all linked to this one event. Is it called Ravencroft?
I don't think it mentioned it in the first episode.
Do they not mention that? Okay, well, never mind. Ignore that.
Yeah, well, because it opens with the black gloved man writing all his letters. And I was like,
what you did.
I was like, oh, it's going to be like a period piece. Well, I thought it was going to be like, some of it was going to be old-timey, because I'd seen like trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to him like standing in a post office, just like, he's left his candle. And that's the thing, I just really liked it. And he just sends out 5 letters, I think.
Yeah.
Just saying, I know what you did.
Yeah. So they go out to Mr. Jelly, who's a fucking terrifying clown with a hook for a hand.
But it's not meant for him, is it? It's meant for Mr. Jolly.
It's meant for Mr. Jolly. There was a typo with the handwriting. One goes to Joy, who's played by Dawn French, who's a midwife who has a baby of her own called Freddy Fruitcake, except he's a doll. So that's lovely and terrifying. One goes out to Robert, who's an actor who is convinced that he got this letter because he wants to put it in porn films, and he's in love with Debbie, who's playing Snow White in the pantomime he's appearing in. One goes to Lomax. Lomax and Teely are my favourite characters. Lomax is a blind guy who's got a new carer, who's played by Daniel Kaluuya. Bet you didn't know he was going to be in it.
No. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, Wakabi, I see you.
And then David is the other chap who gets one, who is obsessed with serial killers and works at this murder mystery dinner thing.
Yeah.
They do a lot with one episode, don't they?
Yeah, and the thing, it's only half an hour as well. It's not...
They really do cram it in. But it doesn't feel rushed or anything. But yeah, so they all get these letters saying, I know what you did. That's the setup of the first episode. But I think this contains my most favourite line in the whole series. It is in this episode, I think, isn't it? Yeah. When David's they get him to sort of stage the murder for all the guests to discover, and he takes it a little bit too far.
Yeah, like he just makes he doesn't actually kill anyone. And I sort of, as they were like walking through, I was like, I don't think they're expecting to walk upon a real murder. And then she's talking, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
But the bit where he goes, oh, the killer has written "fuck pig" in his
Yeah.
I say that to Lisa quite a lot now. I just want to, it's written "fuck pig."
But the thing, you can understand why they're a bit like, I think you should leave.
Yeah. But he gets fired, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he gets halfway through the thing, and then he gets asked to leave.
Sorry, Mum, I did a bad murder.
And she's just there like, oh my god, what the fuck?
That story, actually, David and Maureen, that goes to some fucking places. This whole thing it's properly dark, but it's properly funny. I think this is partly why I got into horror and stuff, because I remember when this went out, I remember seeing a trailer. I remember it being early in 2009, but I thought I was a bit younger than that. But I remember seeing the trailer, what the hell is this? Because there was a weird clown and then these weird serial killers in the trailer. I was like, oh yeah, gotta watch this. And I fucking love it. I think it's brilliant.
Oh, it's incredible. I'm going to watch the rest of it.
Oh, good. It's got some really satisfying moments where it all ties together when you realise what it is that they've been accused of doing.
Yeah, that's it. It seems just like what I mean. To be fair, I think it just shows that they're consistent writers across all of these things, because I've enjoyed everything I've seen them do.
Completely, yeah, 100%.
I mean, the only thing I found weird with League of Gentlemen was how young Mark Gatiss looked. And I was like, the last time I saw you, you were working for the Iron Bank.
Well, not only is it again showcasing their brilliant writing, they play with the format in this one again, because episode 4 of the first series of Psychoville, it's all done as if it was one take.
Ooh.
And actually, thinking about it, they're all sort of unreliable narrators. So that's
another tick in the
thumbs
box.
up from us, yeah. What is it? It's unreliable narrators, and what's the other thing we really like? A locked off camera.
Tits.
If you've got
a static camera, yeah.
If you've got a locked off camera and you've got an unreliable narrator, preferably with nice tits, you'll do well with the co-pilots.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that we're easily pleased. But that's the thing, like, yeah, the static camera thing, I loved that. Because that was in Tyrannosaur, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, where he goes out and puts the thing through the window.
Fucking Yaxley just being a cunt.
God, that was a cheerful film. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's been a long day.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Red Road wasn't a barrel of laughs anyway.
Here you go. I've forgotten about this. That again, you know how we like these two for mucking about with how things work. Their Halloween special for Psychoville is brilliant. I won't tell you basically what. Yeah, I'll try not to give away. They essentially send someone out in the story of the Halloween special to go and explore a haunted or supposedly haunted location. And it is connected to Psychoville, like the characters of Psychoville, but it's done as if it's just a normal documentary.
Oh, that's cool.
You can really start seeing like the
it's almost the beginnings of what
through these.
I think essentially what the live episode of Inside Number 9 became.
Yeah, completely. Which I think we mentioned on the last one we did. We watched round yours. Even though it wasn't live, it's still, to an extent, it got you. It tricks you because you went, "Hang on, the sound's gone."
Yeah, and you told me like, I think you were just like, "Don't do anything," and I was like, "But," because I genuinely thought my computer was broken.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, there's something else in series 2 that shows up. There's a character called. Yeah, I think if I tell you what they called it, it doesn't matter. There's a character called the Silent Singer. Is it Silent Singer or Silent Screamer?
That sounds like an oxymoron.
Silent Singer. Yes, no, it is the Silent Singer, and the Silent Singer is genuinely scary. Like, it's a genuinely scary character that appears.
Is there anyone from Game of Thrones in this? Oh yeah, Mark Gatz. No.
Yeah.
Mark Gatz must be in it.
He pops up in one episode.
Yep, well, it's got my Game of Thrones quota.
Oh god, I'm just watching. I've found a clip on YouTube of the Silent Singer. I'm just watching it with the sound off, and oh jeez, it is properly.
Well, I mean,
terrifying.
do you need to watch the Silent Singer with the sound off? Because it doesn't sound like there's a lot of noise coming out of that singer.
To be fair, it does help having the sound on, just for the atmospheric music.
We see, that's the thing. It's weird because I discovered that with horror films, especially with Japanese horror films, you can just turn the sound off and they're not very scary anymore.
That's very, very true. Yeah, sound it's imperative to horror.
Yeah, because without it, it just kind of looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Apart, especially with actually like properly scary films where they let your imagination do a lot, you need to hear the sounds. Because the way like an innocuous sound in a bad setting can be like dripping water can sound like dripping blood if you can see something red. You're like,
yeah,
it's dripping blood. It's really interesting. That's essentially what my final major project was meant to be, but I did it shit and just went, here's a big maze.
Oh yeah, I remember that maze. I ran around that maze for a bit.
Yeah, you never finished it because no one ever did.
It's because you made it fucking impossible.
I didn't make it impossible. I just made it so that if you did the classic trick of follow the wall, you walked for 45 minutes and got back to the start. Which I think is a totally fine way for a maze to be.
Oh dear. Right, so you're going to carry on with League of Gentlemen and Psychoville.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's going to take. I don't think it's probably not going to take me that long to finish them.
You'll probably have done it by this time next week.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, well, to be fair, I've watched all of League of Gentlemen and all of Psychoville, so I can't really answer that one.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, these were kind of put on there for you, so...
That is true. Our next co-pilot episode is Cloak and Dagger, which is the Marvel show, and The Gifted,
which is the Marvel show.
A Marvel show. Fan-bloody-tastic.
Yeah, one of them's X-Men and one of them's something else.
Yeah. Our next... Oh, God, this is where I get confused. Our next co-directors is...
The Virgin Suicides.
Hooray! Sofia Coppola.
Oh my God, that doesn't sound like a happy film.
Not many of them that are left are particularly happy. I think, like, genuinely, our next happy one is probably going to be...
Alien 3?
Whip It. Or The Iron Giant, which is a long way off. Bad Taste is actually apparently quite good fun.
Bad Boys, that's good fun.
Jesus, look, we're nearly halfway through the year of these already. That's ridiculous.
I know. Well, it's because we're not getting close to halfway through the year.
Yeah. Bloody hell. That has gone quick, isn't it? Anyway, so this has been fun.
Yeah. It always is, and then you start talking, and it really ruins it for me.
Now then, what's all this shouting? We'll have no trouble here.
Local shop. Local podcast for local people. Except everyone in America, you can keep listening.
Yeah. It was announced that Trump's coming down my way, isn't he? He's coming to Portsmouth. Anyway, that's about as political as we get. So
I mean, to be fair, he's coming to London as well. So